Welcome to the Knowledge Alchemist, your guide to wealth, success, and optimal health. Unlock the secrets of personal growth, business strategies, the world of AI as we embark on a transformative journey together. Join our community and unleash your potential to make a lasting impact. Get ready to turn your dreams into reality. So today's video is just actually on a little process that I figured out. I wanted to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes thing. So what I'm doing is I'm using Chat GPT to help me create a learning, like a systematized learning process. And so as I had a conversation with this thing, the system that we ended up developing was somebody outside. The system that we ended up developing was this here. Define your learning objectives, create a learning plan, set up a learning schedule, gather your resources, take structured notes, etc., etc. And so the process that I'm in right now is to create the learning plan. And what I did was I ended up telling it that I wanted to learn about YouTube. That's basically all I said. And so it told me to research the algorithms, take the ones that are colored SEO, audience insights, and it gave me a whole bunch of them. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc., etc. And what I've done is I've taken each of these, excuse me, and I'm saying and this because earlier in the conversation I said, help me create a bullet point objectives with the following, and then I pasted number 1, and then I grabbed all these, and then I pasted number 2, and I grabbed all those, and I continue doing that. So now I'm at number 4, and so it's given me this list here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. I'm going to go through 2 or 3 of these just so you can see it real quick, okay? So I'm going to grab this, I go to 4, I make some space, and I paste it. I realized that you can just clear the formatting and it keeps all the bullet points and everything. So in my whole learning plan of learning YouTube, one of the parts, part number 4, is the content strategy. And I have to develop a content strategy that aligns with my target audience and interests and preferences, and then explore the different video formats, topics, and series that resonate with the viewers to encourage them to stay engaged. And so I asked it to create bullet points for those 2 like milestones. And these are the smaller objectives that I broke it down into. So being that this has a lot to do with the target audience in general, it's telling me to define the target audience, establish a channel identity, identify my core topics, explore the video formats, create a content calendar, and it's repeating some of the stuff from earlier, but nonetheless, I have all of this in here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, go back over to Chat GPT, I'll paste that in here, and maybe I'll start fresh and say, help me create bullet points with the following. To break down the learning process. So then I'll paste this, thumbnails and titles, and then the 2 points. So now it's going to give me bullet points for thumbnails and titles. So understanding the importance of thumbnails and titles, study design principles, analyze successful thumbnails and titles. So you see how it's breaking down me learning about thumbnails and titles, and it's breaking it down into multiple pieces. It's telling me to experiment, it's telling me to learn graphic design, to do A/B testing. So all of these things would help me understand thumbnails and titles. So when this is done, I'm going to cut and paste this into this whole little system, right? So like I said, I'm going through all of this, but right now I'm kind of like here-ish. So this is the 10 points of learning objectives, which then get broken down into smaller pieces. Excuse me, I just finished eating cereal. I got to go to the gym soon. So we're going to cut that. It's in number 5. So we'll create some space, paste it in, and then just remove the formatting. So this is what I've been doing. So the idea here at this point is that when I'm done getting through, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I'm going to go back to my systematized learning process. And I will have defined the learning objective, which is to learn YouTube. I created a learning plan, which was the first 10 things that I need to learn as a general concept to understand YouTube. But then I broke it down into multiple pieces to learn those larger milestones. And then I'm going to set up a learning schedule. So I'm going to be like, okay, every day, I don't know how I'm actually going to go about doing this, but every time I sit down for an hour, I'm going to learn one of these things. And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut and paste that. I'm going to read some stuff in here. Sorry, that's probably really bright. I'll go to YouTube. I'll put that in here. I'll watch a bunch of videos. And then when this is done, boop, boop. Once that's done, I'll be able to check this off and say, okay, now I understand the key components of YouTube algorithms. But during this process, I'm going to be documenting it. So I'm going to make another document or a link, or I'll turn that into a link to a document or whatever, where I'm cutting and pasting the resources that I watched, the things that I think, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, then I get to move on to the next one, right? So yeah, okay, gathering resources, taking structured notes. So I just finished saying that I was going to do that, so that's good. So then reflect and review. This is where I start to maybe create a little bit of content. I get to document the journey using blogs and podcasts and TikTok and Twitter and things like this. So this is where I get to do a little bit of content creation. While with the share valuable content section. And then as people respond to this, I get to engage with them and then kind of iterate and improve on this process. So right now I'm starting with YouTube, and like I said, as you can tell, it's very, very large. So I'll be doing this for a while. So the learning objective, which is YouTube, and then all of these pieces. So if this is going to be an hour each or half an hour each, right? We got like, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's like, I mean, listen, it's just going to be like 50, 60 hours. I mean, yeah, anyways. So it's going to be a lot of learning, right? And this eventually, as I'm documenting the process learning YouTube, I get to turn this into a course. I'm going to have a website with all the blogging content. I'm going to have all of the other stuff that's happening on Twitter and TikTok that I'll be pushing, through. So it's going to create for a lot of content. I'm going to understand this a lot more. And I'm not just going to do this for YouTube. I'm going to do it for different things because it is all supposed to follow this big brand concept that I want to build for the Knowledge Alchemist. So yeah, anyways, that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm going to do a little bit of this, and I got to go to the gym, and then we'll see where I get. That's pretty much it. Okay, bye.